Today we're going to show how to graph the functions sine and cosine. Let's start off with the basics. The parent graphs y equals sine x and y equals cosine x both have an amplitude of 1, a period of 360 degrees, and an interval of 90 degrees. Y equals sine x is the same as y equals cosine x minus pi over 2. Sine is essentially the same as cosine, except there is a pi over 2 shift to the right. This video will show how the amplitude, period, horizontal shift, and vertical shift affect the parent functions.
Amplitude is how big the hump of the function is. It is the vertical stretch of the graph. The amplitude is determined by the number in front of sine x. Note that when the function is negative, the graph is flipped. It is the opposite of positive y equals sine x. In this function, the amplitude is 4, so the humps are 4 units big. It is the vertical stretch of the graph.
The period is one complete cycle of the graph, the time it takes before the function repeats itself. It is a horizontal stretch and is determined by the number in front of the variable x. It is usually called k. 2 pi or 360 degrees divided by k gives you the period. To find the interval, divide the period by 4. The interval lets you know where to put the points when graphing. The coefficient of x is 2 pi. The period is 1 because 2 pi over 2 pi is 1. It is a horizontal stretch. The function repeats after a cycle of 1. The interval is 1/4. You will plot your points in 1/4 increments.
In this function, the horizontal shift is pi units. Anything in the parentheses is an indirect shift, so you would shift the function pi units to the right. The purple line in the picture shows the y-axis at pi, the new origin. Instead of at the usual origin, you start at pi, shifting the function horizontally to the right.
Because it is a vertical shift, it is direct. The vertical shift of y equals 1/2 plus cosine x is 1/2. The purple line shows the x-axis at 1/2, or the new origin where you start. The function is the same as y equals cosine x, except it is shifted 1/2 units up.
Now let's try graphing y equals 2 sine of x subtract pi over 2 subtract 2 by finding the amp, period, interval, and horizontal and vertical shift. The amp is 2 and stretch the graph 2 units vertically. The period is 2 pi because 2 pi over 1 equals 2 pi. There is no horizontal stretch in this function.
The interval is pi over 2 because 2 pi over 4 equals pi over 2. Plot the points using these increments. And y equals 2 sine of x subtract pi over 2 subtract 2. There is a horizontal shift of pi over 2.
And a vertical shift of 2. The horizontal shift is indirect, meaning you shift pi over 2 units to the right, not the left, because when solving for x in the parentheses, x equals pi over 2, the vertical shift is indirect, so you shift 2 units down.